Welcome to day 7 of Advent of Code. I'm super excited to dive into this. I've got like a warm blanket on top of me to stay warm in this month. And yeah, we're just jumping into this. So I won't lie, I took a sneak peek right before starting the video. And this looks like we've upped a bit the level of complexity in this challenge. So we have a bag that can contain different kind of bags. So we're gonna need to first parse this to extract the right information from like these English sentences. And then we have a shiny gold bag and we need to check in how many different bag colors would be valid for the outermost bag. So yeah, how many colors can eventually contain at least one shiny gold bag? That's going to be the challenge, and as always we're going to start by copy pasting the input in here. I've got a very basic file here. It's always the same structure, every day is the same structure. And today, yeah, we're just going to start with a little for off, which is a bag. Let's call this bags, or let's call this lines, you know. So in the first line, how do we parse this? I think, you know what, there is light red bags that contains something, comma, something. So first of all, I want to split on this piece of string. So line that split like that. And here we have bag and bags. So this is it. We can split this string into two parts. The first part is the bag and the last part is everything else. So I think we're gonna need to replace the dot, get rid of the dot in the end. So here bags dot replace the dot by nothing. We could just remove the last character as well, but yeah, that makes sense. And then we're going to split on comma space dot split on comma space. That should give us everything, except now we need to remove bag and bags. So here we're going to map that, and from text we're going to map that to, first of all, we need to remove bag or bags. So we're going to say text dot replace. I like using the little regular expressions here because here we can say bags exclamation mark here, which means that this will match either the bag space bag or space bags. That will match both, and we'll replace that by nothing, which means we just get rid of it. And now we have the string 1 with something else. So here we're gonna let's do a match, or an exec actually. So here we need anti/d plus, and then space, and then everything else dot star. We like to use named groups in regular expression, which is a nice feature. Here this is the number, and here this is the color. Const groups. So here we're really taking the time to do a really good parsing, because that should really help us in the long run, hopefully. So I've written enough code, you know, it's time to check. Node day 7.js. Okay, there's already like some kind of issues. It looks like this is correct, except this can be, I forgot a specific case, which is no other bags. So no other. So it can be either this or no other. So everything, all of this is something that can appear or not. Let's try that. So yeah, here we have color, no other. So that's good. So here we managed to extract the number here and the color. So this is good enough to make this work. I think for now we don't really care about the number. We might need that in the second part. So it's good that we are parsing it. But yeah, for now we don't need it. So we need a good data structure. And I think that we're going to start with a map. A map that goes towards a set or something like that. Or map to an array. Okay, so const contains. We're going to create a new map. And here, for each group. Oh, actually, that's always one group. So here we're going to say contains. Oh, we need to check if contains that has, if there isn't already the bag in it. Oh, I forgot to add the bag here. Let me just add the bag and make sure we have something that looks okay. Light red, okay. Okay, cool. So if the outermost bag, so if this part isn't in the map already, then we do contains that set bag and we put an empty array. Otherwise, we contains that set bag contains that get bag. And here we copy the array and we add the groups dot color. So I'm gonna start by just logging this map that I called contains. Maybe I should rename it because contains is a bit crazy to call something contains because it leads you to think this is Boolean. Let's just call that map. It's cleaner. So yeah, we have something that looks clean, which is nice. So yeah, what we need to do, why did I put that into a map? Because we want to check if light red can contains shiny gold at some point. So this is what we're going to do for each of these color. So we're going to say something like contains shiny gold. And here this is color and the map here we're going to put. Actually, yeah, let's just put the color here because the map is here. We're just going to use a global object. That's not super neat, but that's good enough. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go over each of these colors and then we're going to check recursively if this one can contain the shiny gold. And as we're using a recursion, of course, we want to check if the color is equal to shiny gold. Then we return true, of course. And that's it. I'm going to check if the color, so if the color isn't in the map, so if map doesn't have the color, then we return false. Because basically, for example, if we reach a color like no other that we can't find in the map, it means that we've reached another base case of our recursion, and we want to say, okay, no other is a bag that cannot contain shiny gold. I think that is it. And then we're gonna need to go over each element in there. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna say const bags within. So the bags that are within the current bag is going to be map.get the color. That's it. And then for each bag within, for each bag from bags within, we're gonna check if contains shiny gold, the bag. Then we return true. We do an early return, which means that if we found one bag that contains a shiny gold bag, then that's it. We can say this color is okay. Otherwise, if we go through each of the bags and no bag can contain the shiny gold bag, then we just return false. So that's I would say simple recursion. And one danger here is if we have a bag that contains like if we have like a loop. That's one thing that I'm a bit afraid. So we're gonna check that right away by just running this. And in order to test this, we're gonna go over each color that we have here on the left. Although, yeah, I think we should go on each color on the left. So map.keys gives us the list of colors here. And we say const colors. And we can do a for of now. Color of colors. And we're gonna check, we're gonna say if contains shiny gold of color, then I think we have to sum. We have to sum the number of bags that can contain the shiny gold bag. So here we just have to create a total counter, and here this is total plus plus, and here we can just display the sum. Okay, so here I definitely have too many console logs. Okay, just one. Okay, so we have 5 bags, and I believe this is not the correct answer. So this is one of these cases where we're gonna have to do debugging. That's the first day, I think, that we have like this kind of, well, maybe not the first day. Let's check that. So how can we check that? We're gonna check that by here. This logging the color that can contain a shiny gold. Of course, we can't say that the shiny gold can contain a shiny gold item. That's false. So we need to make sure we don't call this function on a shiny gold bag. And I think that should be fine. So this is 4 now, which is the answer we were expecting. Let's just run that through the full input. Oops, forgot to. Okay. Let's just run that and see how it goes. Oops. Suspense. Yes, this is good. Let's go to part 2. In part 2, we have some rules now. I think I'm going to take a second to understand the rules. Okay, we're back and I've read this, and basically we're going to make use of these numbers now. The very interesting thing is that we're going to take a shiny gold bag. I'm going to check how many bags does it have to contain. And yeah, here for example, a shiny gold bag contains 2 dark red bags, so and so on and so on. So I think we're gonna need to update a bit our map here. That's sad that I didn't took the time to put the number in the map. Maybe I can do that, you know? Maybe I can do that. So here instead of map, here instead of groups.color, I'm going to put the full groups. If groups.number, if it doesn't exist, then groups.number equal 0. So here we're going to need to adapt a bit. What I'm doing here is that instead of storing just the color inside the map, we're storing an object that contains both the number and the color. And so here we're going to need to change something. We're going to need to discard the number. So here bags within is an array of objects that contains both a color and a number. So here we're going to say like this, we're going to say color, and I believe this should be good. However, this is going to be conflicting with this. So let's rename that to bag actually. Okay, let's try that again, just to make sure we didn't break anything. We didn't break anything for the part 1 of our algorithm, which is kind of nice. Now we're going to be able to go to part 2. What do we do now? So we need to go and fetch the shiny gold. So basically this is a count, sum, and here we have a color. So basically we're gonna need to say if, oh no, here this is gonna be bag instead of color. I'm gonna say if number is equal to 0, return 0. Otherwise, basically number equals 0 is when we reach the leaf of our tree that we are traversing, and the leaf is when there is no other bag. So when there is no other bag, it means that we have 0, basically. I hope this was clear, but basically we're doing like a tree traversal here. So you have to imagine the tree in your head, and the top of the tree being the shiny gold bags that goes to the dark red bags that goes to, so yeah, this is kind of a tree that you can draw in your head, and we're basically doing tree traversal here. And here at the leaf of the tree, which is the bottommost part, we return 0, and before that we need to return, we're gonna need to get these bags within again. So this is kind of similar. We're gonna need to map get bag.color, and for each bag we're gonna need to do a sum here. And the sum is gonna be, oh wait, I've called that sum bags. It's gonna be sum plus equal sum bags of bag that number times bag, sum bag of bags. So what we're doing, what we're saying is that, okay, we have one shiny gold bags that contains dark red bags, And now we're gonna need to say, okay, how many bags does a dark red bag contains? And we're gonna multiply this by 2 in order to know how many bags there is in the shiny gold bag. So that's why we're saying bag.number times the sum of bags that is within the new bag. Okay, and we need to change here because we have bag everywhere and this is confusing. So here we're gonna say top bag. And this looks like this should be good, so we should just console log some bags of map.get shiny gold. Hopefully this should be alright. Ah no, there's a little issue. Number is not defined. Yeah, of course. It's not number, it's top bag.number. Okay, bags within is not iteratable. That's interesting. So here it could be that no, I don't understand why this is happening. So we're gonna log this. I think we are like really getting closer and closer to the end, but this is not working. Map.get. Let's put the top bag here. Oh, my bad. Oh, I think I know. Here I shouldn't like get the list of bags that are within the shiny gold bag. What we want to do is we want to say we have one shiny gold bag, one bag of color shiny gold. And what we want to do is to count the bags within this bag. Let's do that again. Oof, we have 0 bags. Not going well, isn't it? Okay, so something is giving me a 0 in the end. Okay, so here I think we're not gonna do that, but instead of that, we're gonna make sure that here we don't have a bag. If bag number is more than 0, in that case we do the recursive call. Let's see. No. So in that case, you know, I'm gonna go back to the previous situation. The best is always to debug with a smaller test set, because here I have the full test set, and if we have just 7 lines, it's a lot more understandable, and we're gonna be able to here do a log of the top bag. It's gonna be better. So first of all, we have the shiny gold, then we have dark red, dark orange. Yeah, looks fine. I think here we should say I think there is a danger with this 0 here, bag number, because in the end you want to say that a bag is equal to 1, and here what I'm saying is a bag is equal to 0. So that's a dangerous thing to do. So let's count this a little bit manually. because we have to count each bag. So I think here the sum starts at 1. Because we have to count each bag on top of the total. Let's see, we have 127 bags, which is not exactly what we care about, because we want the individual bags that are required inside your single shiny gold bag. So we don't want to count the shiny gold bag. So we just have to do -1 here. This was an off by 1 error, and we should be good now. Oh, we messed up the first part of our problem statement though. Let's solve the second part, and I will fix that offline. Okay, we have a huge number. Let's see if this is the right one. This is it. Thank you very much for today. Feel free to drop a like, a follow, a subscription, sorry, and a comment. And right before we end, I'm gonna do like a little bonus trying to solve and understand what happened here. Actually, everything went back to normal here. So very good. See you in the next one. Thank you for today. Bye bye.